Right, it's recording. So you're going to set up a new coach call. Oh, man, I'm sucking. Set up a new coach call with your upline. Your upline should have sent you the 3 files for new coach training, which will help you set up your back online office. It'll kind of walk you through what you need to do, set up automatic payment so you don't get charged like the $3 to get mailed to your house. I think it sets up your preferred placement, and then it also just kind of goes over like what you need to know information. And then you're going to make like an announcement on social media like Facebook, Instagram, those kind of things that you've officially signed up as a coach. And in that post, you're going to, Sarah Engel, if you don't stop Snapchatting me, you're going to put in that post.
I told you I was sending to you.
You're going to put in that post what made you make that jump? What made you sign up as a coach? What success did you have with the programs? Maybe it'll be like your transformation after you did a month of 21-day fix or something like that. What made you take that leap of faith to sign up as a coach and what you're hoping to get out of it? Maybe it's, you want to help other people, or you want to get out of student loans, or whatever it might be. So that announcement post kind of holds you accountable to, okay, I just signed up as a coach. Now I have the responsibility of holding myself accountable because I just made this announcement to everyone. Everybody knows now. And it also lets people know. So people on your friends list that have been wanting to do 21-day fix for a long time, they're now like, oh, I know so-and-so that's a coach now. I can talk to them about it and see what they've experienced through Beachbody. Or I've heard of Beachbody programs, but I wasn't sure if I could, do them. Or now that I see so-and-so is able to do them, I can totally do them. It lets them kind of have a leadway into the Beachbody. Next. So these are kind of like out of order. So things to think about, like when you're thinking of, okay, crap, I just announced that I'm a coach. What do I do next? So I don't think about like messaging people right away. I think about like, who do I want to message? Who do I want to target? Who do I want on my team? Who do I want to work with? Those kind of things. So these are kind of things that you would want to think about. And I can post like this whole slideshow thing on our team page or whatever. So you have them, so you don't have to write them down. But if you were a customer before you were a coach, why, what made you decide that, okay, this is the time that I'm going to buy a challenge pack, or this is the time that I'm going to do Shakeology, or this is the time that I'm just going to like jump all in and do coaching. And if you weren't, what made your upline decide for you to decide, okay, I'm going to do coaching and I'm going to be a challenger and I'm just going to jump full in? Think about those things, because those things are going to be relevant when other people, you're trying to market to other people. You want to like put yourself in their shoes. Like a lot of times when I'm talking to people, I try to think back to my like former self. Like what would have made me like turn away from this opportunity, or what would have made me been like, nope, $140 is like way too much money. What would have made me think differently about things? So kind of like put yourself in their situation. Especially if you know them well, you kind of know how they think and how they operate and what they think is important in their life, and that kind of goes into like forming. And then what did it for you? Like what was the selling point of what made this like opportunity what you wanted? Was it Shakeology? Did you have really great results with a program? Was it the support that you got from a challenge group? The financial aspect of it, like the opportunity of making money while improving your own health. Is that what sells you? And those things are things to think about when you're also marketing to people, because if you know somebody who loves to work out and is kind of buried in student loans, this might be a great opportunity to offer them. And so you have to think about that when you put them on your mega list, which we'll talk about in a minute. So your mega list, what is it? Your mega list is going to be 100 or so names of people that you would either want to work with, that you would want to be coaches on your team, that you would think would benefit from this, whether it be, financial, fitness-wise, health-wise, some kind of benefit that they can get from Beachbody, what Beachbody has to offer, the support. They need a supportive community, those kind of things. A lot of the time people are like, I don't know who to add. I'm just going to add everybody. No, you want to add people that you would want to work with. You don't want to put your crazy ex-boyfriend's little sister. I don't know. You don't want to put anybody that you don't want to work with. And I say that now, but I've totally been that person that signed people up that I don't like. And now I'm like, why did I do that? But it was for their benefit. Like, they were able to benefit from it. So it's not necessarily like you, like what's in your best interest at the time, but it's also their best interest. Like, if they're happy, they're going to refer you to other people, which also makes you money in return. So then you're going to be happier too. So if you know that they can benefit from it, don't just like rule them out. I know it's kind of hard. So you have to kind of like have a happy medium. Like, do I really hate this person that much that, you know, you can't work with them? Because it's not like you have to like communicate with them all the time, but you definitely don't want somebody who like hates you and like is going to sabotage your business and all kinds of stuff. A lot of people are like, well, what if I go through my list? I haven't gone through my list, but I kind of consider myself the exception because I have a lot of a cold market. But you can always grow your list. You can grow your list by getting referrals from previous clients. You can get people from, you talk about groups. There's, you know, people that you can add to your Facebook friends or your Instagram followers or your Twitter, or wherever you're getting your people from. The people that you might know on your Facebook feed are really important people to add because they are potential people that you could market towards if you feel like you guys have something that you relate to. And that's how you can grow your list. All right. This is like my biggest like pet peeve in the entire world. Like, I cringe when I see like bad posts about sharing this because it just, oh, I hate it. It makes me cry. So when you share what Beachbody has to offer, you're not sharing. Actually, I should go to this. Oh man, that's not the slide I want. Okay, you're not sharing what Beachbody has to offer. And I've said this before. You're sharing why. You're sharing what Beachbody has done for you. You're not sharing the products. You're sharing what it has done for you and why people should buy it. So you're not going to share the stats that Beachbody says it has like 70 ingredients and it curbs cravings and blah, blah, blah. You're going to share what it's done for you personally. For me personally, it's affected my blood sugars in a positive impact. For everyone else, it's different aspects. And with your target market, like for me, my target market is a lot of diabetics. And that is a huge thing for them. And that, you know, that relates to what they want to hear and what, you know, will help them make that decision. So you're not going to share what Beachbody says Shakeology is all about. It's going to share what you benefit from it and how other people in your target market could benefit from it. And then you're not going to share generic photos. And I say generic photos like, I have examples in the next couple slides, but it's kind of hard to determine like what's generic and what's not, because some of them that are on here are like generic, but I think they're kind of good examples. So I'll leave that until I get to the next slide. When you share a post about Beachbody or Shakeology or programs or upcoming groups or sneak peeks or backstage passes, you don't want to overwhelm the people with information. Like, you don't want the post to be too long. You don't want there to be too many graphics on the post. You don't want it to be like, I'm just going to keep scrolling because this is too much. So I always say like vulnerable posts are typically longer because you have like that target market that wants to look at what you're posting because they're targeted towards you. They want to follow you, what you're doing. For things like backstage passes and sneak peeks and those kind of things, you want to keep it short and sweet. You want to give them all the details that they need to know, but you don't want to give them too much fluff and that kind of stuff. So they want like the time, the date, what they need to know, how much it costs. For backstage passes and sneak peeks, don't have them challenge pack costs in your post. I will kill you. And then don't share the costs on a post. Oh my gosh. If you share the costs on a post, you are deterring your market like right away. Like nobody, like no, just don't do it. It's a bad idea because they see that price and they're like, nope, not doing it. But if you give them the breakdown of, yeah, it's $140, but you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. You're getting a 30-day supply of Shakeology, which is $4 a day. It replaces a meal. You get your daily vitamins and minerals. People see that as, oh, I'm already paying for vitamins and minerals. That's like a cost I don't have to pay for anymore. $4 a day for a meal. I can't get that at McDonald's or Burger King or wherever. And it's healthy for me. It's the healthiest meal of your day. So, and you can talk to them. You can goes back to forming. When you go back to form them, you'll know their goals at that point. And when you know their goals, you can relate the cost back to, well, you can lose X amount of pounds by using Shakeology in this program. And if you don't, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you relate the cost to the program or their goal, it's easy for them to be like, okay, that's reasonable, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. That always throw that in there, because Parisa, who's on this call, literally didn't open her box for like 2 months. And then she was like, I bought it and I was going to return it after I did it because there was a 30-day money-back guarantee, and she didn't. But people, you can do that. And I've never had anybody return one, I don't think. But yeah, don't show the cost on a post. Just don't do it. It's just about it. All right. This is your niche, Caitlin. Every time I say it, wherever she is. So you're to be able to target to your clientele or customers or whatever you want to call them. There's no like bad name to call them. I call them clients. You can call them whatever. You're going to find 5 niches. So each person has their own. Each person has their own, and even if you have the same niche as somebody, that's fine, because your other niches will make you different than them. Like, no human is the exact same. And I know a lot of us have the same niches because that's how we all intertwine. There's different things that we all connect on. Like, me and Carissa wear like 98% of the same clothes, but we have a target market that's different because I'm a diabetic and she's not. And those are 2 different things that misalign us. And there's probably a million other Beachbody coaches that like Lily Pulitzer in the network. So even if you have the same niche, like, it's totally fine. Don't think that you're like doomed. So your ways to find your niches, things that make you happy, things that describe you or excite you, relate to your current situation, you're quirky about, like, for me, it's water bottles or cups. Brands that you buy, I don't know any other brand besides like Lily that you can like market towards, like maybe Target. Your hobbies and activities, like for Sarah, it's like her coloring. Whoa, why is it doing this? Her coloring book. And her career. What's your family life look like? Do you, have a child? Do you, have a husband or significant other? All those kind of things. The 5 things that describe you. Those are mine over there. You like my graphics? Makes me look really short and stubby. Anyways. How's my presentation, guys? Is it good?
Good. I'm laughing at you. Like with you, not at you.
She's saying love. That's all she's saying.
Love it. Love your short, stumpy legs in your picture.
Okay, so I've been talking about forming. And yeah, forming is like gold. Hold on. I'm really parched. Okay, so you're never going to start a conversation about Beachbody. Like, even if somebody comes to you and says, oh my God, I've seen your results with 21-day fix. I want to do it. How much does it cost? Sign me up. I know you're going to be like, okay, right away, because you're like, oh, sale. I don't get that many sales. I used to do this, and it backfires on you. So you're going to want to form them. Even if they come to you and say that, you're going to be like, oh my God, thank you so much for the compliment or whatever. How have you been? Check in with them and then start forming them. So you're going to talk about their family. What, do they have children? Do you know them? Do you know their children? Do you know their parents? Do you know their boyfriend? Talk to them about that. People love to talk about themselves. Talk about their occupation. Are they in school? What are they studying? What do they do for a living? Those kind of things. What do they do for recreation? Do they, play sports? Do they drink alcohol? Do they, do stuff? What do they do outside of work, school? And then these three things might take a really long time. And that's fine, because you want to have a genuine conversation with them, because you don't want to rush this, because then if you decide, hey, we have a challenge group starting on February 13th, I'd really like you to join, and it's been a day, they're going to be like, dude, I don't even know you. Like, no. But if you've built this relationship for like a past 3 weeks, you'd be like, hey, my team and I are actually hosting a challenge group on the 13th, and I'm starting a new program. I'd love for you to do it with already? I'd love for you to do it with me. A lot of times they'll be like, or you could be like, would you like more information about this? A lot of the times they'll say, yeah, whatever, I'll get more information from it. If they say yes and they get more information, great. Then you can talk to them about Beachbody and what programs and find out a program that they like, or the all access or whatever. If they say no, that's fine, but do not stop the conversation there, because if you stop the conversation there, then it's going to look solely like a sale. And you don't want it to do that, because it's not about the sale. It's about the friendship that you're building, because they might not be ready for it now, but who says that they're not going to be ready for it in 6 months when, who knows, they might have just stumbled upon $140 that they can all of a sudden spend on a program. And you'll be the first person that they message because you've been there being their friend, and you're the first person that they think of when they think of Beachbody. Does that make sense? It's going to cut us off, so I don't know when to do this. All right. How are you going to, so you found your niches, your 5 niches, or it doesn't have to be 5, it can be more than 5. So you're going to have to figure out a way to market that towards people. So you're going to have to find, for me, it's like buying things that are relevant to what I like, because I just buy things. And people like to see them. And so when you post things, post your own pictures. Make sure they're clear and bright and colorful and attractive to the eye. Because if they're not, they're kind of like grainy and weird and just kind of funky looking. People are going to be like, nope, scrolling past this. It's not interesting. Also, when you follow, like, I know everybody has that one person that they follow that's like really intriguing. You like what they post and you're always like, ooh, I like their stuff. Why do you follow them? What makes their page so intriguing? And you want your page to be the same, because there's going to be people that are going to look at your page the same way that you probably look at another person's page that you like. So try to make it clean and intriguing and easy to understand and not so like mumble jumbled all over the place. So like think of yourself as like a potential client. So like I could have easily, so I have a lot of watch bands because they're cheap, and me and Chris would just like to shop. But so I could have easily posted this picture of where I got them and all the different color options that they have available. But instead I decided to post a picture of all the ones that I have. Thanks, Caitlin, for the idea. And literally I looked at my insights last night and I almost have 60,000 people that looked at that. And I was like, watch bands, really? But I don't know how. I cannot figure out what makes it. And then I thought, okay, it's obviously on the Explore page, but if people are liking this stuff, why wouldn't I post it again? Why wouldn't I post something similar, or when I get a new watch band or something else? So then I went back and I looked at my medical ID thing for my watch band. And there was a lot of insight on that too. There was almost 12,000 impressions on it. And I was like, for a watch band? And I thought maybe they were related. Like maybe the diabetics that were looking at my ID bracelet were like, oh, now I can pair them. So then I went into my requests on Instagram, and there's 5 requests saying, hey, does your Road ID match with these watch bands? So maybe people are like looking for an insight of recommendation. So then that leads me to my other post. Input. People talk about, they talked about this in Super Saturday. People love input. So post things that are going to like, that you do daily, that you find interesting. Because if you're posting stuff that like you don't care about, then what's the point of posting it? Because you're not finding your target market. You're finding people that don't even matter. Like you're just like, no, I don't want to work with them. So post things opinion-wise. So you're going to do it during high volume hours, which I've said before is Sundays at, can somebody tell me if we're going to run out? It's going to be Sunday at 9 p.m. It's
5 minutes, 50 seconds.
Okay. Sunday at 9 p.m. That's like the highest volume on all social media. But it might not be that way for you. So you have to look at your insights. Facebook has insights if you have a like page. Instagram has insights if you have your Instagram turned to business. But asking opinions, figure out what people like you to post. So I post a lot of opinion things, like a lot of them. And I don't mind because I'm like the most indecisive person. So it helps me. But at the same time, people like to give their opinions, even if it's just like nothing. So I would highly suggest that. And you can post random things. Like this one's a grocery list. People, I don't know. And sometimes it'll help you. I really think that like that's like a thing for you guys to start doing, is posting opinions or asking questions or like one of this or that kind of stuff. Because I went through and I was like, holy crap, I do this a lot. So maybe, I don't know, I'm trying to help you guys. So then you can go in your Instagram and you can look at all of this. This is literally my top photos. Then I was like, holy crap, my most vulnerable posts are high, which makes sense because people want to see that you're human. So vulnerable, like, oh man. And then you can look at your demographics. So 80% of my market is women, which is what I want because I don't market towards men. Like Strong Him Dynasty, I don't even know. So this is all my target market. They all live in Poolsville, apparently. I don't know. And they all peak at 9 p.m., which makes sense because that's when I'm online. Whenever you're online is typically when your market is going to be online. You're literally, like you yourself are a product of the product. Like you are a client of yourself. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain this. So oh, that's my next slide. Never mind. All right. What does this say at the top? Oh, okay. This is just kind of like an insight. So you're not selling a product. You're selling why. Why does it work? What makes them want to buy this product? Like they could easily go to Shakeology.com and purchase it. But they probably don't, like they can't get the benefit of you as a coach through that website. Like your coach, like you as a coach is invaluable. Like they can't, like you have to think of yourself as like a dollar sign. Like you cannot replace you. Like, yeah, there's other coaches out there, but what you offer is solely only about you. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like you only offer what you offer. Nobody else can offer exactly what you offer. So you have to think about that. So this is like, I don't know, I saw it online and I was like, oh, this is a great photo. So that's in case you guys need a daily reminder, and I do all the time. All right, so this is where it gets tricky. So there's Carl, creepy Carl. After this morning, I'm like, I don't like Carls, but there's Carl. So good things to share: selfies with your Shakeology, but do not post them all the time. If you over bombard people with it, they're gonna be like, okay, this girl is really salesy. Like this is too much. She's posting about too much. So mix it up a little. Like this is a generic photo that Beachbody or somebody has made. But this also breaks the rule of dollars. But I've posted this photo before and I've gotten a lot of traction with it. Because literally all of these vegetables are in this shake and it's only $4 versus $41. And it gives people a visualization of, oh crap, that's all in there and that's what the breakdown is. That's, a pretty good deal. This is also a good one. I always send this to people and they're like, well, I can, if I see them drinking Starbucks and like, I can't afford it. Well, yeah, you can if you were to stop drinking Starbucks for a month. Or you can't afford Shakeology, but you can go out to eat 4 times a month. If you go out to eat 4 times a month, or 2 times a month, you can afford Shakeology. So when people have objections about can't affording it or it's not worth it or blah, 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 the breakdown of it is really helpful. This is awful. Do not ever post things like this. Do not just post this challenge pack and be like, yeah, challenge pack's $140 this month. Come buy it. No, because you're not giving them a reason to buy it. Like, yeah, it's a great value because everything you get, but they're not seeing the benefit of it. They're not seeing the why they should buy it. Again, it's a healthier morning fix, but they can make a juice blend too, or the freaking label. Just don't do it, please. If I see all of you do it, I will report your photo. I'm just kidding. All right. Oh, we're going to cut off before my last slide. These are all helpful things that I use. These are editing photo things. And then these are things you should have on your phone. So BB Links is an app. It's free. You just enter your coach ID into the settings and you're able to search like any product that we have on the Beachbody website, and you can send the direct link with your coach ID associated with it to whoever. So my next thing is